What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back on this Thursday, closer to our first game under Tudor, Saturday against Genoa. And the big question is obviously, how are we gonna present ourselves on that pitch? Maybe not much will change, obviously, because a lot of players just came back yesterday in training, so you don't have a lot of time to get your ideas out there. You'll probably work with what Motta already had kind of in place, and you try to tweak stuff here and there. But the big thing is obviously how we're gonna line up. And one of the big question marks and one of the big persons or one of the big topics is Vlahovic, because all the talk is that Vlahovic will be Tudor's centerpiece. It went to such a length in the media that there are reports out there, that should Tudor get us on the top four and he gets an extra season, that means Vlahovic will sign a new deal. So Vlahovic is the big question. Is he back? Do you believe he will be back? And how is Tudor planning to bring Vlahovic back? Let's talk about it. Hit the like button, subscribe, and let's go. Okay, so Saturday, 6 o'clock European time, obviously, 6 p.m. European time. We play Genoa, a team we beat, I think 3-0 away from home. In an empty stadium because they were banned, and it wasn't an easy period for us. I think we were drawing a lot of games then as well, and it's an even more difficult period right now because you have a new coach who came into place Monday, had a training session, and on Wednesday, yesterday, everybody was there, bar I think Adzic and McKennie and Wea, I think, or were they even there? Adzic was not there, and obviously in Cambiasso and Douglas Luiz are training separately. However, you don't have much time to change. So the big question is he going to stick with what Motta was doing with some tweaks here and there and actually try to work on the mindset, or is he going to make some drastic changes? One of those drastic changes, which is a drastic change for considering the last couple of weeks, months, is Vlahovic is back in place. We know, everybody knows, it's no secret that Tudor loves Vlahovic, and if a new coach comes in, like Vlahovic is not been playing well, but if a new coach comes in, everything goes out of the window for these players. They all start with a clean slate if they don't have history with that coach, and we've seen it, with any team where we're like, that's an awful player, he should be benched. New coach comes in and he plays him, or why is he not playing? New coach comes in, another guy gets a shot because it's a new coach. For him, everybody is kind of the same right now. So everybody will get a chance. It helps if you have Tudor on tape saying that he picks Vlahovic over Osimhen in a pre-game, I think when Verona was playing Napoli in a pre-presser. So Vlahovic will be back. How is that going to help us right now? We don't know, because the sad reality is that Vlahovic has 9 goals this season, which is poor. Let's be honest, it's not enough. Which makes it even worse or sadder is that he's still the top scorer of this team. That is in April. Like literally, it's April almost, And Vlahovic is top scorer of the team with 9 goals. So personally, I don't think it fills anyone with confidence that we can say, oh, Vlahovic is back in the starting 11, we're going to kick on, Because no, I was one of the biggest Vlahovic defender out there, and I still think he's a great goal scorer, but it's not working out for him at Juve. I think that's very, very clear, So for me, there's no evidence or proof out there that it's going to work out with Tudor. It's hope. I think everybody's hoping. I'm hoping if he starts Vlahovic that he backs 2 goals in the first half already against Genoa. We're all hoping that. We go on to the next game and he scores again. We are all hoping that. But the signs we've seen from Vlahovic last season, and especially this season, are worrisome. His ability to actually do the very most basic stuff was shocking. And I'm being nice right here. And he missed some chances where you're like, really? Are you missing those? So that is an issue. Even for Vlahovic, is he going into this with the idea of, I'm back, It's a new start. I have a new shot. I'm going to take this, with confidence. I don't know. Is it more of a confidence thing? I think that goes for everybody right now. Is it more a confidence thing rather than a technical thing? Is it all in their heads right now? And and they all have a clear mind right now, and they're all going to turn it up right now. I think that's what everybody's believing. I think that's what the club is banking their hopes on, that Tudor can clear everybody's mind, install like a mindset change, a flip where it's like, okay, we're Juve, we're actually not that poor, we should be doing much much better. Is that going to happen? Those are the questions that are going to be asked right now, and are we going to get an answer? That's it. But Vlahovic is back. He's back. Now, is he going to play up top alone? Is he going to play up top with Kolomani? Is he going to play up top with Yildiz or Koopmeiners behind him, or Yildiz and Gonzalez? Like, those are interesting questions. However, the point is, if he goes back to Vlahovic, I think nobody cares if he's going to play Yildiz behind him or Koopmeiners, or if he's going to play with Kolomani up top, or whatever option. The only thing that matters for the club, for the fans, for Vlahovic, and for Tudor as well, is will Vlahovic start scoring goals? That is the only thing. 9 games left. I think if I told you with 9 games left, he will score 5 goals, that will be insane. Based on what we've seen, that will be like unbelievable. 5 goals, yeah, we'll take it. That's 1 for 2, a bit more, with 9 games to play. Yeah, you take that. Obviously, that's a fantastic return. But does anyone believe that? So let me know in the comments already. Do you think that if Vlahovic starts 9 games, do you think he will get 5 goals on those 9 games? Because that's an insane return. Let's be honest. So it's gonna be interesting. We've talked about it. We have a lot of wingers. We don't really play with wingers if Tudor implements his idea. So what's gonna happen with those players? How are we gonna approach games? Is Vlahovic going to be very important in the build-up, or is he just going to be very important in being in and around the box, cleaning up the chances, creating opportunities, creating space for the runners, creating space for passes? Is he going to be more that rather than dropping in, controlling, laying off, going like that? Is all to be determined. But what we can say is that he loves Vlahovic, and he will get a shot, Vlahovic, a fair shot. I think everybody will get a fair shot, by the way. I think everybody will start with a clean slate. But Vlahovic is a big topic. Now, going to the reports where it's like, if Tudor says, Vlahovic stays, I don't think that's correct. I think that's fake news, because at the end of the day, yeah, Tudor might stay, but the contract is insane. And that is the issue, rather than, do you want to stay? Do we want to keep him? It's a contract, and that's not going to disappear just because Tudor gets us into top 4. Now, first off, let's start with Genoa. Should he start? Let me know. Will he score? We all hope. So, yeah, that's it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I will be back tomorrow with a live call-in show. So if you have anything to say about Motta being sacked, Tudor being hired, and the game on Genoa against Genoa, because we are going off that presser as well on Friday, stay tuned for the live call-in show, and you can have your say. Thanks for watching, and speak to you guys tomorrow. Ciao.